All righty. So we are live. All right. So let me make sure we are live.
All righty. So
yes, it is definitely
we are live.
Where am I watching this at? Oh, okay. So we are live on YouTube and Facebook.
Hi, YouTube. Hi, Facebook.
I'm going to edit these captions. All right. So I tagged you in the caption of this live, right? Now the views that you see, like right now, it says it's 9 people that's watching. The views that you see and the views that I see are different. So since I'm actually broadcasting it, I can see it from Facebook, YouTube, and all my other Facebook groups. So that's actually going to be a big help in that situation. Also, I'll tell everybody this. This is a heads up. Right now, it's still sunny outside. If we are still live when it gets dark, if my background changes colors, it's my lights. When that happens, we will definitely take a break so I can get these lights back right.
Okay.
All right, so give me 1 second. Let me finish adding these links. So, how was your day today?
Today, it was pretty good. I mean, pretty simple. I didn't work. I didn't do much, so it was a chill day. I ran a few errands with my family.
Where do you work?
Right now, at a rehab center.
You look tall. How tall are you?
I'm very tall. I'm 5'9".
Oh, you definitely look way. I literally thought you was tall. I mean, you're tall, modeling wise, but I thought you look so much taller.
You know, I might actually be taller than 5'9".
You had any recent shoots?
When was my last shoot? My last shoot was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I've been in the process of moving and whatnot, so I haven't been as busy as normal.
All right, so for everybody that's watching, we will definitely be starting this shortly. I just need to make sure everything is running smoothly, especially for my first time on YouTube. So give me a second.
This will be my first time as well.
It's your first time on live?
Streaming like this.
Streaming? All right, so it looks like everything is good. Let's make sure one more time. So that's good. And one more. All right, let's make sure. I also want to ask you a question about magazines. You ever been published before?
I have not. I am unpublished as of right now.
So for everybody that goes live with me, I always tell them, I appreciate you for being interested, and I appreciate you going live, and I appreciate you sticking to the schedule of when we were going live. So if you ever end up doing a shoot and you need anything published, just let me know. I'm not going to
I
put
did.
you through the same process that I usually put people through.
Okay.
If you end up doing a shoot, you can always, and you want it published, text me or inbox me ahead of time. If it fits the theme of the magazine, I'll publish the photos.
Okay. That would be
I'm not
awesome.
sure everybody who's watching on YouTube, but if you are watching on YouTube, just comment so I can see who's here. That's one thing about YouTube. It sure don't tell you who is watching.
Oh, really?
Yep, I have no idea who's watching on YouTube. Facebook, I can see all of the page names, but on YouTube, it don't show unless I'm just not doing it right.
It just
All right.
shows you how many.
Yeah, it just shows you the number. So I am completely done. Mark, keep forgetting how to spell your Instagram name. All right, so let's go ahead and get this started. Give me 1 second. So I'd like to welcome everyone to EVON TV. I am here with Meladii, right? You said who?
Mya Meladii.
Mya Meladii. And where are you from?
I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, born and raised.
Are you signed? Wait, are you signed or are you freelance?
I am completely freelance right now.
You have what's the word for it? Is it a goal to be signed?
Yes, it is a goal to be signed. I'm very strategic and picky. Not so much picky, but I want to be comfortable where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
So signing hasn't been something I'm rushing to do. I want to take my time with it. I want to find the best agency I possibly can. So,
Have you applied to any?
yeah, I've had some reach out to me. I've applied for some. Well, actually, I've only applied for one, but the other ones have just reached out to me, and there was just different things that made me not want to sign. But I know I will find the right agency where I feel comfortable, and I'll be able to sign.
Do you have a particular agency that you hope to get signed by?
Not at the moment. Right now, I'm just kind of seeing how everyone is handling this pandemic.
Why I forget the pandemic was still going on?
It is, and it's kind of a big deal. I'm seeing how it's affecting some of the model friends that I have, and etc. So I want to see how they're genuinely taken care of as models and as people, you know. But
So
I know that I do want to sign outside of my state.
I have never, from what I know, talked to a model from Omaha.
Omaha.
So how is the modeling there? How's
Um,
the scene there?
I'll say, my city is very talented. We have a lot of talent here, which is surprising that we're not so known on the map. But we have a lot of talent here. We have a lot of models that range. Our range is huge. We have some good agencies here as well. We do Omaha Fashion Week, and that's pretty big here.
Are you? Usually like models, they're usually not completely happy in their city. Are you?
I wouldn't say that I am unhappy, but I do want to reach certain goals, and I know
Mm-hmm.
that I have to do that outside of my city in order to progress in certain aspects. So I wouldn't say that I'm unhappy here. you know, I have certain resources here that I wouldn't, you know, necessarily have in another state. And like I said, I was born and raised here, so um, reaching out to people and just having my own connections here is very it's needed. But I know that I will have to progress outside of my city.
Now, what kind of modeling do you do? Like, do you know the genres of modeling?
Yes. So right now I'm really doing a lot of commercial. I have dabbled in fitness, fashion.
You do fashion shows?
Yes, I have one coming up on the 29th, actually.
Because you definitely have the height. Looking at your photos, you look taller than 5'9". I don't know if it's just because it look like majority of
No,
your photos you
when
in
I wear
heels.
my heels, no one believes that I'm 5'9".
Yeah,
Everyone thinks I'm like 6 foot.
yeah, you do look very, very tall.
That is very funny because that was a question I always wondered if I looked tall in my pictures or if I actually looked, you know, my height.
All right,
I wish
so
I could see our views.
you said who?
I said I wish I could see our views.
Oh, speaking of that, I'm glad you said that. Okay, so I don't know if I told you this. When somebody comments, so for example, somebody comments, let me comment on it right quick. When somebody comments, I can actually pop the comment up on the screen. Give me a second. Let me show you. Oh, someone comments and it comes in. Oh, it actually comes. It's funny. It comes. So the YouTube comments come up also. So when somebody comments, I can actually. You see how I just popped it up on the screen?
Yeah.
Now also. So the comment. Okay. So I didn't know this thing does this. When somebody comments on Facebook, it actually pops up on YouTube also.
Oh, okay.
So the comment section from Facebook pops up on YouTube also. So for example,
Wow, that's neat.
you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let me comment on YouTube right quick. See, this is my first time going YouTube live, so I need to make sure I ain't tripping. Oh, when somebody comments on YouTube, yep. So regardless of where people comment, I can literally pop up both comments,
Okay.
which actually is pretty useful because I can add the YouTube comments to the Facebook comments. Now, Facebook will not see YouTube's comments, but YouTube will see Facebook's comments. I had no idea of that. That's actually pretty cool. Now, where are you at right now? Are you home?
I am.
I see that painting behind you.
Yes.
Is that did somebody draw that, or you bought it like that?
No, I had an old friend that personally drew it for me.
That paints?
Yeah.
Do you have any special talent, any hidden talent?
Hidden talent. I would say, yeah, I like to paint as well. I would actually show you some of my work, but it's all packed up at the moment.
Mm-hmm. So, BH Studios, who watches all of my streams, BH Studios, who watches all of my streams, he just commented. BH, I'm not exactly sure where you watching this, but you know when you don't go to my personal page and watch it from there. That way, I can actually pop the comment up in the stream. So if you're watching this from any other page besides her page or my page, when you guys comment, I can't pop it up on the screen, even though I can read it. I just can't pop it up. So I want the people that's watching the stream to be able to see everybody's comments because I got this going. I got this streaming in multiple places. And what did he write? He said, "Oh, he said he at work." Okay. And he also said hi. Yeah, BH, go to my personal page and watch the stream. Speaking of that, let me close this window because people is crazy.
So, how long have you been doing photography?
All right, so this is the thing. I'm not a photographer, right? I know a lot of people think I'm a photographer, but I'm not a photographer. I'm a magazine publisher. I am a model scout, and that's my main titles.
So you take no photos.
Now, I do take photos, but the reason why I don't call myself a photographer is because I'm not actively pursuing a career of one. I just do it. I just do it every now and then.
Gotcha.
You know, I'm not actively pursuing it. Give me 1 second. So usually people who don't know me, they do usually think I'm a photographer. And then it's like, well, I'm not really a photographer. I just know how to use a camera. But I do photography on the side.
Okay.
Also do fashion shows, even though I don't call myself what is it called? Event coordinator. I do fashion shows. I don't do them as much as I used to. I don't know if I want to do fashion shows again, but I do everything except for hair and makeup.
Why wouldn't you want to do it again?
You talking about fashion shows?
Yeah.
How do I say this without this sounding so bad? It's a headache.
Yeah.
Doing fashion shows is a headache.
They are. I'm gonna lie.
This is gonna sound so bad. This is gonna sound so bad because I wasn't expecting anybody. I wasn't expecting you to answer to ask me questions as soon, but their fashion shows are a headache, right?
Yeah.
The thing about fashion shows that I don't like or I don't care for is a lot of girls that do the shows, they're usually short, right? They can't professionally do fashion shows. So if a model that's 5'1" comes in and she does a show and she puts her all into these shows, like she's done show after show after show after show, and she's short, she professionally couldn't do it as a career. And I know everybody got this thing where it's like you can do anything you want to, but people have been trying to break that height thing for a very long time.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like before you sit and you put your all into something that you naturally may not be able to do, focus on what you naturally can do more. And it's like when models do fashion shows, they do a lot.
Agreed.
And then the other thing with fashion shows is like models do so many shows, it's like you wear your image out, your brand out. You know, you don't have to do every single fashion show that you see. You know, majority of these fashion shows, they don't pay models.
Yeah.
A lot of these fashion shows are cash grabs, meaning people are putting the shows together and then people are doing the casting call, putting the show together immediately afterwards. It's a cash grab. Now, I don't have an issue with saying this because I've done cash grab fashion shows. Then I've also done fashion shows that take 9 months, 10 months to put together.
I see.
That's gonna sound so bad.
It doesn't sound bad at all because of the way that you put it, and you know what you're speaking about.
Yeah, it's I've got this. I'm so comfortable in my career that I can absolutely say the absolute truth.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm not concerned about anybody feeling like, oh, you trying to tarnish fashion shows. Models know a lot of fashion shows is BS. You know, they want you to do rehearsals every 2 weeks. But they don't pay you. There's nobody in the crowd that could benefit you. There's no photographers looking for models. There's no agencies. There's no bloggers. There's no magazine publishers in the crowd. It's just usually your family and your friends, right? And then the thing with these fashion shows is when you do one fashion show, let's say you've done 5 fashion shows in your city. Well, I'm not okay. In Milwaukee, I should say, you've done 5 or 6 fashion shows, you've done all of them. Because it's the same models that's at these casting calls with you. So if it's the same models, yeah, the audience is the same. You know, the only thing different with these fashion shows is usually the person that's putting it together and the theme of the show. So it might be like a theme or a cause of the show. Other than that, the fashion shows are the same. Everybody doing fashion shows at the same venue. I can't cuss for YouTube. I don't want this. My YouTube is for adults and kids. So I'm trying to make sure I watch my language, specifically for YouTube. But it's the same. So unless you're traveling to do shows outside of your city, or you're only doing Pacific big shows or important shows, I don't see a benefit.
I agree with you there.
And then the other thing is, if I was to do it from the organizer aspect, models show up late, they don't show up in dress code. You will literally say, come to the casting call by yourself. They'll bring their boyfriends and their sisters, their friends, their kids.
Ooh-wee.
So it's like, you know what? I'm done doing fashion shows. I'm done. I think the biggest thing that makes me not want to do shows is the model saying, y'all want us to do all this stuff, but y'all don't want to pay. And then my response as an organizer is, you can't even show up in dress code. So why would I pay?
Yeah.
And then people usually, then once that happens, once that back and forth happens, is usually the model or somebody getting mad at the show and saying the show ain't all that, it ain't that big. But then my response as the organizer is, if you can't act a certain way at a small show, you not go act a certain way at a big show. Just because it's small don't mean, what is another word for SHIT? Don't crap on the show because it's a small show. You know, so people feel like, oh, it's a local show. Everybody starts somewhere. If you treat your local stuff like it's crap and like it's small, you can only imagine what your market thinks of you for being a local model. So when I hear photographers say, I don't shoot unsigned models or I don't shoot local models, and then models get upset, it's like, but y'all do that to the photographers and y'all do that to the fashion shows. You know,
I hear what you're saying.
Because I've been around 11 years, right? What I've learned is I need to do something that I can do. I need to do something inside of modeling that I can depend on myself, where I don't need people to participate or involve themselves in. So the thing with my magazine is I don't need to. Me doing a magazine is me depending on myself. There's no team behind me. I do everything in my magazine my own, except for shoot the photo shoots. This thing right here that I'm doing right now, I'm able to do this because of models that come off my Instagram and they come out of my magazine. Because I completely understand in my city, it may look like, oh, I don't want to be on the show right now because it's a local show. And then it's like, well, when I get this show popping, I need you to keep that same energy. Right?
Right.
You know, it's the same thing with my magazine. 2 or 3 years ago, or 2 years ago, 3 years ago specifically, or it was about 3 years ago. I said I was going to come out with a magazine. I was only going to feature the people in my city in it. And then it came out, and the people in my city was like, "Oh, so you finna pay us to be in it?" Or they'll turn down my magazine to go shoot with somebody with a larger magazine that's not from here. So I took my magazine straight to Instagram. Now I've grown so fast on Instagram where it's like,
Yeah.
I've tried to make my magazine for the city, and I got treated like my magazine was small. So now that my magazine is larger than I am, I need y'all to go through the same process you would treat another magazine.
Right, right.
You know, so I will only do a fashion show if the people that's behind the show are close to me. Other than that, I don't know if I want to do a show, because people all the time ask me, can I help them with their casting call? And when I tell people I'm not interested in doing shows, the first response is, "Oh, you got a crab in a bucket mentality because you're not helping somebody in your own city with a show." But it's like,
Wow.
if I don't like doing fashion shows. But if one of my friends asks me or my business partners ask me, I'll jump up and I'll do it. Other than that, I don't necessarily want to do another fashion show. Now,
I hear you.
I know I said fashion shows can be a cash grab. This is gonna sound so bad when people watch this. People make enough money from a fashion show to be able to pay the models.
Of course.
So I tell the story of, I did a fashion show that took a month from the casting call to the final show. It took about 30 days.
Really?
I made $1,000. The show itself made $3,000, but it was me and two other people that did the show together. So we all split the money, but all of us walked away with $1,000, if not more. If I'm correct, it was only 30 models in that show. We could have paid the models.
Yeah.
But then it was like, people feel like if I put something together, I want to make a profit from it. I want to see a return of investment from it. At that time, I was like, I'm not doing the show not make no money. I'm putting all this money into the show. I want to make my money back. If I can go back and do that show over, I would have suggested we finna make $3,000-$4,000 off this show. Why not just pay the models? Even though we're gonna be putting money into it and not get nothing, we're gonna be in the negatives. At least those 30 girls in that show can literally say, this is the one show in Milwaukee that paid models. And I don't mean like pay you from like the ticket sales. I mean literally pay you. And it's like, you know what? I don't want to do no more fashion shows.
I honestly don't think I would do another fashion show in my city after this one, but because I hear you on a lot of that.
But
I like them. I like them. I would try if I got the opportunity to do one in a different city. I would go for it.
That's gonna sound so bad.
Hey, I mean,
I'm not worried about how YouTube thinks of it. I'm not worried about how the people that's watching this from my other pages are watching it. It's specifically the people that's watching it from my personal page. That's gonna sound so bad that I literally just said a lot of our shows absolutely pointless.
With the realness.
It's cash grabs. Matter of fact, the people that do the show is gonna be pissed off at me too. But I'm literally at a point where my modeling career at this moment is because of what I personally do. So I'm not too concerned about it. I just don't want the headaches.
Gotcha.
Matter of fact, even the big show that we have in our city makes the designers pay to be a part of the show. Right? Mm-hmm. It's like, ain't nobody getting nothing from it. the biggest show in our city barely does anything for the models, and they make the designers pay. And designers will pay because they feel like, oh, it's the biggest show in the city. I want to be a part.
Same with my city. We they do that too.
And I'm at a point where I'm trying to encourage models to be their own managers, right? I got a hashtag. It's called model
freelancing right now.
Yeah,
because I want to be completely in control.
Be in control of your own career. I have a hashtag called model management. What'd you say?
I said it has its perks for real.
Yeah. My hashtag model manage your career is me trying to encourage and inform models of being your own manager. Now, if you, let's say for some reason, your model start taking off and you need help, then that's understandable. But if you don't need help and you just feel like I need a manager because I need somebody to find opportunities and find jobs and get me shoots, you don't. But I understand why people feel that way, but you don't.
I agree.
You know, everybody, when they start off, they're not going to get free shoots. A lot of girls say, I'm not paying for a shoot, which is, if you don't have to pay for a shoot, if you got lucky enough to not pay for a shoot, one second, everybody that's commenting, I'm gonna pop y'all comments up in a sec. I know I see these comments going crazy and I just haven't added them up. But what was I saying? Everybody is not going to have the privilege of getting free shoots. You might have to pay for shoots. It's okay to pay for a shoot. The only time I think it's bad to pay for a shoot is when you pay for a shoot and the first thing you do is post your photos on a free platform with no plan. That's my only issue. Other than that, I don't care if your shoots is free or not. But as a model, you don't want to be doing this 4 or 5 years with no plan. You just out here lost, just posting photos, hoping that something happens.
Agreed.
At least know what you want.
It's important to know what you want.
And what at least know what you want to do, what you're trying to do. I know the likes in the comments is awesome. And the shares and the compliments is awesome. And then the moment you get one negative comment, you want to go off on that person. You in a field where you're in front of the camera, your face and your body is going to be seen. Is always going to be something good and bad that comes with it.
Always. I do say you have to have tough skin, but you know, you got to know what you're signing up for.
So let me go ahead and pop these comments up because right now BH got so many comments. Everybody that's watching this from EVON Magazine group page, EVON TV group page, EVON Models group page, any EVON group page, when you guys comment, I cannot pop the comments up on the screen unless you actually click Jonathan and click into the actual stream. All right, so let me go ahead and pop these up right quick. So BH, my bad. I got to go way to the top. And I'm just gonna pop them up on the screen so that people can actually see them. And this is when he said, okay, I found it. Can you see my comments? Yes, I see your comments. So BH asked, speaking of BH Studios is a photographer that's from Florida. If I'm correct, his Instagram is b.h, I think _studios. But if I'm wrong, BH, type your Instagram in the comment section, then I'll pop it up. But his first question was, how long has she been modeling?
So I've been modeling for almost 3 years now.
What made you get into modeling?
For me, it started as a way to. It started as a personal thing for me. I had recently got out of a wheelchair and I needed to get my confidence up. And my whole life I was told I should model, but at that specific time, it just it helped with my confidence. It helped build me back up as a person. So it started just as a fun recreational thing, and over time, I started to like having photo shoots. I started, doing things that would help me grow as a model. And that's kind of how it started for me. And it took off after about a year.
Were you in a wheelchair? What happened?
I developed a neurological disorder, and it paralyzed me from the waist down for a while. And I had to relearn how to walk. So once I relearned how to walk, I had trouble getting my confidence back to where it needed to be. And in modeling, I will say it helped me. It's a very creative outlet where I get to express myself, express who I am, make
Mm-hmm.
statements with what I'm wearing, etc. So I'm thankful for it every day.
When did you say you've been modeling for how long?
2, almost 3 years.
Was your first thing, was it a fashion show or a photo shoot?
It was a photo shoot.
You remember the photographer it was with?
I don't, because I haven't thought about it in so long. I'm trying to think about the very first one. Gosh. It's on the tip of my tongue. I cannot remember. I'm sorry, guys.
All
Yes,
right.
I don't know.
So
Not coming to my head. Sorry.
all right, so how long has she been modeling? And so a lot of his questions it came regarding the stuff that we was talking about, but I'm gonna still pop them up.
It's okay. Yeah, pop them up.
Where is she from, and why wouldn't she? Well, she's from Omaha, but he said,
Oh.
why wouldn't you do a show in your city?
Um, I do. I have a show coming up in my city. I'm going to do it. I'm going to have an enjoyable time. I'm excited for it, but I don't think that I would do another show in my city, just because, as he was mentioning, it's a headache. It's a headache for models who do come prepared, who do come ready, you know, who are there for a specific reason. It does get frustrating at times. There's a lot of organization that comes with it, and Omaha kind of lacks that.
I would like to just add what I was saying about fashion shows is how I feel. I'm not encouraging anybody to not do shows. If you want to do
Yeah,
fashion shows,
no,
then do fashion
those are
shows.
great. Like I said, I would definitely be open to trying to do shows in different cities. If I got the opportunity to, I would do it.
Oh, not to put you on the spot, but we got to talk about this Instagram. We have to talk about why.
Address the issue.
Yeah, we gotta address definitely gotta address the Instagram thing. How long you been on Instagram?
Dude, I honestly don't know. Maybe like a year.
You've been on Instagram for a
Actually, I
year?
think maybe 2 years. So, guys, my Instagram is not being used how it should be.
Definitely. And I
I
just had to say that.
very private person, and I don't like to get on social media. So getting on, I've never been an Instagram person. It's actually, I still like have trouble just doing the basic things, adding to a story and stuff like that. So like I really don't know how to work it. So that's like the reason for me not posting as much, but I definitely have to get on that.
Where do you meet a lot of your shoots? Where do you get those shoots from? Facebook?
Yeah, I would say Facebook. I do a lot of in-person networking as well.
everyone who is, matter of fact, hold on. Summer Breeze, thank you for sharing. Sheldon Murphy, thank you for sharing. Who else shared this? Who else shared this? Who else shared this? Give me a second. I do not know how to pronounce your name, but I think it's Bened. I don't want to mess her name up because I got an interview with her this week. But everybody that shared it, thank you. Everybody that's watching, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Let me pop the rest of his questions up. All right, so these, man, you definitely, oh, there you go. BH Studios. One of the
Florida.
Yeah, he in Florida. One of the guys who always is inside my magazine that I met off of Instagram. And then we went live a couple times and we talked one-on-one and we talked with models and stuff like that. So BH, if you're still watching, I appreciate you. YouTube, too bad y'all can't see the Facebook comments. But there's no way for me to pop these comments on the screen unless I pop them up one by one. But BH is one of the guys that before I started my magazine, I knew a lot of photographers, but I know a lot more because of my magazine. I know a lot more models because of my magazine. That's why I say my magazine grew bigger than me. Because a lot of people, yeah. I don't know if this is gonna sound bad for the people that's watching, but I don't think a lot of people knew I was black when I was doing my magazine.
Wow.
I remember the first time I went live on Instagram, my views was ridiculous. That's the most views I got 7 Instagrams, right? Mm-hmm. No, actually I got 9 Instagrams, but 5 of those Instagrams are, no, 6 of those Instagrams are magazines. I got 6 different magazines, but
yeah.
The first time I went live on my EVON magazine page, my views and my comments was crazy. I have never had that many views. And I think it's because that was the first time people got to see the person behind the magazine.
Yeah, yeah.
And the comment section, the people who I was talking to, it was like, all because I went live, I had photographers and models just asking all kind of questions because nobody ever seen the person that was behind the magazine before. That right there, when I went live on Instagram, that started all of this. It was like, oh, so I can just go live and just show myself and talk to people, and people actually watch. And that right there started my interaction with photographers, like one-on-one. Like it stopped being DMs and it turned into video chats and phone calls and texts.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something that changed it started all of this.
That's neat.
All right. Now, his other question is, I don't know if that's what type of modeling does she want to do. If he's on the cell phone, it's probably type. Yeah, what type of modeling do she want to do?
Well, right now I'd like to stick to commercial, fitness, and fashion.
Is there anything?
I may want to.
Is it anything you won't do?
No.
Like any type of photo shoots or type of modeling that you just absolutely won't do?
No. I'm very creative, so if I see it as art, then I'm down.
How many you got tattoos?
I do.
How many tattoos you have?
I have two. I have one here on my chest, and then I have one going up my side.
Have you ever, what is the word? Have you ever faced those issues of being a model with tattoos and people say that you can't do something?
I haven't, because I am freelance. I totally make all the decisions for for myself, what I want to engage in, what I want to do. So I actually haven't been turned down for anything that I've been interested in doing because of my tattoos, but I'm prepared to have to eventually one day, because there's going to be, a company or a person that doesn't necessarily like where they're placed, but I haven't yet.
Jay Will, thank you for sharing the string. Somebody named Kevon Nixon, thank you for liking. Yeah, let's see. It is so much stuff going on right now. Because I'm streaming in multiple places, I can't even catch up. Now I know exactly. I wonder if people that broadcast, like people that got really, really large YouTube followings, and you go and watch the video, and the comment section is flying with comments. I don't know how they able just to read and pick through something. I got two computers. I got this computer right here, and I got another computer right here, and I can't catch the comments, and I can't catch a lot of the stuff. Oh, speaking of that, eventually I'm not gonna be doing this on Facebook anymore. I'm gonna be doing this only on YouTube.
Only on YouTube?
Yeah. Now, how am I going to promote that on Facebook? I don't know. I might just promote it on Instagram, but I know I told you this before. I think I told you this before we went live, but matter of fact, I told you this when we were live. I appreciate you. Now, are you on YouTube right now? Because if you're on YouTube, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna subscribe to your channel.
So I made a YouTube, but I have like nothing on it at all.
All right, so I got a question.
Just a couple weeks ago.
When models, how do I say this? When girls who want to model but they don't model have a booking address in their bio of their Instagram, but they've never modeled, they have nothing to be booked for. Why?
I can't answer that question for you because I do not know.
I've heard.
That's not something.
Yeah,
It's
I've
not something
heard.
I would do personally. So I'm sure.
Because I've heard people comments, but I think a lot of times when I ask people that question, it's always like some kind of joke, some kind of crazy, disrespectful joke.
But I'm not
But
gonna ask anyone to hire me for catering events or etc. if I've never done it.
yeah, it's always going to be okay for being somebody that's been around for a while and being just like other professional photographers. When they go to somebody's page who wants to model, but they've never modeled, and they have an address or an email address that says book me for shoots and videos, but when somebody strolls through your page, you have nothing modeling based. That looks crazy.
Agreed.
Damn, that sounds so bad. Oh, speaking of that, I just learned something new about my stream. So so Moshe, thank you. Tanisha, Summer Breeze, Derek Donker, Johnny Walker, Sheldon Murphy, Jay Will. Thanks for sharing, liking, or hearting the stream. I didn't know the stream. I didn't know I could see that. Let's see what these other stuff say. Long as you let me know when you go live on YouTube, I'm straight. Oh yeah. Speaking of that, I need to start all these people I got on my phone. I need to start texting y'all and let y'all know that I'm going live because they always catch it late. Yeah, he said he shared it on his page. So how's your support system?
I don't have a lot of support. My support system's very small. And when it comes to modeling, even smaller.
What about your friends and your family?
My family is we don't have anyone that models in our family. So they don't really know how to support me, I would say. They support me as a family member, but not as a model.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times the most support that I get are from strangers, you know, like wanting to buy tickets for fashion shows, etc., things of that nature. But I know that they do support me in a certain aspect. Give me one moment.
Okay. BH, I don't know if you're watching. Comment below if you're still watching. Matter of fact, everybody that's watching this on YouTube, comment below. Thank God y'all cannot see the TV that's behind me, because I had my videos playing, and I turn around, it went to something completely different.
I am back.
I know a lot of times models quit modeling for a lack of support. They quit modeling for they feel like they don't have the money to invest in it. And then some girls just, you know, they quit because they don't have the drive, or they feel like they don't have the look for it. Have you, by not having a large support system as a model from people that's close to you, do you be feeling like giving up?
Yes, I have faced that before, feeling like I wanted to give up because of lack of support and just the lack of things we have here in Omaha. It it used to be for me something that I struggled with. I would let that make me down about certain, you know, things that I had upcoming because I know I wasn't going to have support. But, you know, the longer that I have been doing this, I find it to be my motivation nowadays because, you know, when you're great, everyone supports you. But when you're, you know, when you're trying to get to where you want to be, nobody's there. So once I showcase what I'm doing, I have the utmost support. But when I'm not showcasing and the people that know me personally, you know, hear about what I'm doing or etc., the support's not there until they can see it. So I have faced that, wanting to give up because of just lack of support. I wanted to give up because of financial things, like for a while, like I wasn't getting any paid shoots, so I just felt like, what am I doing this for? Because I was doing a lot of shoots that weren't doing anything for me, more so for the photographers that I was dealing with and etc.
Yeah.
But yeah, I let
You
it
get
be my
paid?
motivation.
You get paid for your shoots right now?
Yes.
How long have you
You know, I freelance, so I completely pick what I do. If someone
Yeah.
reaches out to me, I say, you know, if I want to do it or not.
All right. So I don't know if this is a bad question or not, because I understand that we are public and this is going to live on YouTube forever. How much do you charge for a shoot?
This is gonna live on YouTube forever?
Okay. Let me.
We're not
Okay,
gonna
let me.
disclose that info. If you guys want to know how much, please inbox me.
Speaking of that, if you
Email
put
me.
your I was gonna say put your booking address in the comment section, and then I'll pop it up on the screen.
How do you do that? Just go to the.
Yeah, just go to the comment section and just type it,
Gotcha. Let's see.
and then I'll pin it. Matter of fact, I'll put it in the caption of the video, and I'll also pin it to the comment section. Do you you do music videos too?
I do.
You get paid for those too?
Yes.
Now, when you comment, will I see that? He said, "Oh."
Let's see.
Everyone that's watching, if you have a question that you want to ask, matter of fact, let me pop that on the screen.
Yeah, go ahead and ask me.
Let's see.
Give me one moment.
Yep. So can't worry about what other models say. Do it yourself. All right. Oh, okay. So you know where you just typed that comment at? I mean, where
Yeah.
you just put your booking address at? That's the side of the chat that me and you can talk on that other people can't see.
Okay.
Now you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. I should be able to copy and paste that. No, I can't copy and paste that. That's a section that only me and you can see.
Okay.
But what I will do is just tell me how to spell it, and I'll add it myself. So, what is it?
You know, you can book me on Meladii the model, any of those pages, but
Yes, spell it for me. Spell your address for me. I'm gonna type it in the comment section, and then I'm gonna pin the comment.
MELADII.
Yep. Yep.
The model.
The model.
Any social media.
That's your email address at gmail.com?
No, my email address is Mya X.
Okay.
Meladii, MELADII.
Yep.
At iCloud.com.
At iCloud.com. Shout out to everybody that are iPhone users, because I just became an iPhone user in February. And it's the greatest thing in the world. I'm definitely late to the iPhone game. I would like to apologize for everybody who was Team iPhone. Who I told y'all that y'all phone is not better than Samsung phone. I would like to apologize. I went iPhone, and I would never go back.
But yeah, iPhone's where it's at.
I just put booking address. Also, for everybody that's inboxed me and text me right now, y'all always do that every time I go live. Nobody says anything to me until I go live. All right, so I pinned the email to the top of the comment section. Now, do you see it on the screen?
I do.
Is everything spelled right?
Yes.
All right. Anybody who is watching this and you are interested in joining the stream, YouTube or Instagram, you're actually interested in joining the stream, comment below and I will send you the guest room link. And then you can come into the guest room, you can ask a question, and then I will take the next person that wants to join. Oh, speaking of that, pretty soon I am going to have my call-in stuff completely set up. So when I start going live like this, I'm gonna have live call-ins. The guests will be able to hear, and the people that's in the comment section will also be able to hear. I have all that figured out. It's just that I can't figure out why sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So that's because now that aspect is definitely something that's new to me, the whole call-in aspect. But when I get that figured out, it's gonna be on. All right, so BH Studios has another comment. For everybody that's commenting under any of the fan pages and that's commenting on YouTube, I can only see, well, I can see your comment, but I can only pop your comment up on the screen if you actually go to Facebook and click the actual stream. So either through my page or her page, and you comment. That's the only way I can add your comments to the actual stream. All right, so BH has a question. Let me add it to the screen. And it says, would she mind traveling outside of Omaha for shoots if it's worth her time?
So I would definitely be open to traveling for shoots. I just started doing that recently, and I love it. I don't mind doing that. I will agree with that. It's definitely worth it. I love to travel. I want to do that more often as well. So
Yeah, I think it's every model's, well, I'm not gonna, it should be every model's dream or aspiration to be able to travel and do
yeah,
modeling. Now, what I'm about to say is going to contradict that. People tell me that I need to travel, right, and get out of my city, which I
why? Yeah,
understand.
to you.
This is the reason why I don't. This is the reason why. Okay, so you know how some people feel like, oh, my city is not offering enough. I need to move to a bigger market, right?
Yeah.
Personally, for myself, this is the reason why I would never move out of Milwaukee. And I'm gonna be honest. Let's say, for example, I moved to Vegas or Cali or New York, and I make it. I probably would never come back, right?
Yeah.
And I can honestly say that. So when people be like, oh, when I make it, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna put my city on, I don't believe that majority of the time. It's just me. So since I know in my head, if I had an opportunity to go somewhere else, which I mean, my bad, y'all. I've had opportunities to go somewhere else, or move somewhere else. Like at one point in time, I stayed in Chicago for like 4 months, and then I moved back to Milwaukee. I moved to Chicago because I felt like I was at a standstill with the model in here, so I moved to Chicago. Moved to Chicago, and I felt like, you know what? Stuff is going so well and so fast for me. Let me go back home. Even though Chicago is one state under me, because I can honestly say I probably wouldn't come back. Now, there's two reasons why I haven't left. I don't want to leave my daughter here because everything is named after her. So the word EVON is my daughter's middle name.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second reason is I have a goal to be one of the, I ain't even gonna say one. I'm gonna say it straightforward. I have a goal to be the most valuable, influential person ever in the state of Wisconsin when it comes to modeling. I don't think I can have that much influence if I don't stay here.
I agree.
So it's like I want to take over my whole state, and then I want to retire. so, so it's
That's
like
respect.
I just want to say I did it just to do it, and then back out. So hopefully by the time I back out, my daughter is old enough to be able to run all this. Because right now she's 5, so I completely understand. I'm in this for the long run.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sitting here like, oh, in 5 years I'm gonna be this type of person. If it take me 20 years to become the most influential, powerful name in my state, I'm okay with that. I think that's the main reason why I haven't left, because you don't have that much influence over your hometown if you don't stay there. You know, and then the other aspect is like, I'm not in front of the camera. I'm behind the camera. You know, people don't see me unless I want to be seen. So I'm not in that same predicament as everybody else, where it's like I need to get up and move. Because by me having a magazine, I can do my magazine from my apartment and never leave the house. And I could have my magazine end up being one of the biggest magazines in the world, never leaving the house. So
Yeah.
I'm okay with being here.
I like that.
So it's like, I don't want to leave because my daughter is still here, and I don't. You know, I grew up without a dad, so it's like I don't want to. I don't want to be sitting around FaceTiming her all day, every day, and not be able to see her for a long period of time. So I rather that right there is enough for me to stay. And then the second reason is I feel like I can't be the biggest person here unless I'm here.
I agree with that.
You know, and you know how like everybody be like, "Oh, I want to be a millionaire." If I never become a millionaire, I'm perfectly fine. Now, if I'm making $100,000 a year, I'm still making more money than a whole lot of people. But I don't necessarily need to be a millionaire. So I don't have millionaire dreams. I literally have dreams where it's like I can get to $100,000 a year. You know, and I'll still be cool. I'll still be able to do what I want to, go where I want to. I don't need $1 million to feel like I made it. You know, I don't need to be as big as Vogue to feel like I got a successful magazine. For me. So, you know, people be having like those big aspirations, which is perfectly fine, but I'm 34. I still got to be realistic. If I was 24, it'd probably be a little bit different. I'll probably say, hey, I'm a move by the time I'm 34 out of Milwaukee. I'm 34. 10 years from now, well, my 13 years from now, I'll be 47, 48. My daughter will be 18. I'm perfectly fine with building all of this up and backing out and then letting her run it, because I want to be the dad that's calling shots. You know, like I want her to run everything, but if I don't like her, I want to be like, hey, I don't like that. You know, it might not be my business, but I think she'll always listen to dad. So it's like, it might not be my business, might not be yours. I created it. Even if it's not mine, I still got some say so. You know,
respectable.
So that's the reason why I won't move. But as a model, if you get an opportunity where it's like, hey, in New York, it's an opportunity for you that you can't get anywhere else, go for it.
Oh yeah, I definitely am, and I'm one to do that. Like, up and go.
Do you have any kids?
I don't. I'm in my prime time, no kids. So I definitely want to travel, you know, before I create all of that.
Speaking of that, I don't even think I asked you how old are you?
I am 19.
Oh. In that case, if you get an opportunity to go somewhere, leave.
Absolutely. Like,
No.
yeah.
Don't wait until
Quicker than you can say it. I need that
I
experience.
don't know why I never asked you how old you were. The fact that you already at 19 have started to make consistent money out of your shoots, I applaud that.
Thank you.
You know, I always tell models, don't be modeling 5 or 6 years, and now you're trying to figure everything out when it comes to bookings and portfolios, and figure that stuff out early.
Yeah.
No, you do not want to be modeling 5 or 6 years and still be stuck because you never took the time out at the beginning to figure the stuff out. You just modeling just to be modeling. You know, and I know people hate when I say that, but it's like, take it from somebody that been in over a decade. The last 3 years is the only time I've ever made any money from modeling. So other than that, I was either losing or I wasn't making any at all. And I'm just doing stuff for people because I felt like the more I do, the more I'm gonna get out there. It's like, look, no. If you can get paid for a shoot, get paid for a shoot. You know, do not be afraid to say this is my booking price, because I can tell you now, you hit up a makeup artist or a photographer or a creative director, they go tell you a price.
Right.
And they can be, a photographer can just buy a camera. He can just go out and spend $1,500 on a camera and get a studio and only been in the game for 6 months. He go charge you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then the thing with models,
And it sucks. Sometimes I have had to turn down certain opportunities that I thought, I wanted to do that were good, but I respect my time. I respect other people's time. So if I'm asking you to do a service for me, I'm gonna pay you, of course. But if I'm not getting that same energy, then I just can't do that anymore, because I have certain goals that I want to achieve with myself.
yeah, I got this. It's just this thing with me where it's like, I got this thing where I'm super comfortable in my career. I'm super duper comfortable. And probably about 5 years ago, I wouldn't even be having this conversation. I'm gonna tell. I would literally be telling models, "You ain't got no name. You need to be happy that somebody want to shoot you." Now it's
That
like,
is not true at all.
yeah. Now
I'll tell you.
I look at it like, man, you better start figuring out your rates now.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't finna. It's
Want
gonna suck
something,
you
do it.
modeling all those years, doing all these shoots, and you never got any money from it. Everybody's going to make money. The last person to make money in modeling, it seems like it's the model. Everybody else
That is
is going to
true.
make money.
Even if, even when models get paid, large amounts, we're still the last ones.
Yep. You
After
can
the
be
makeup artists, after the coordinators, after the, fashion designers, all of that.
even a girl who just learned how to do makeup last week go charge you.
Absolutely. Like, I agree with that.
A model could be modeling for 2 years, never made no money because she feel like she feel like I'm just beginning. I'm still new. I'm just getting my feet wet. Like, I was about to cuss. My bad, YouTube. No.
No, I really value my time, so I stick to my grounds on certain things.
You know, now I do believe that sometimes girls absolutely have I do feel sometimes models will be modeling for years and they photos still look bad. Then it's like, if you go start charging people, you got to have some quality. You just can't just have bad work and then start charging people. You need something that when people look at it, it look like it's worth charging. Now, yeah, people will still feel like you worth paying if you got bad work. But I'll be looking at it like, man, you ain't shot nobody. They got quality, and you trying to tell me it costs $100 an hour to book you for a shoot, and all your shoots look like Android users. I apologize, but it looked like your phone was shot on Android. And I used to be an Android user, but I'm team iPhone now, and I'm never going back. But somebody shot you in a hole in the wall, and you got the nerves to charge somebody. If you're going to charge, have something of quality on your page as a model. Do something of quality before you feel like you're worth $100 an hour for something. So even though I just said models need to start charging from the beginning, on the other side of it is like you need something of quality. because I know for sure when people hit me up for my magazine, I will decline a bad photo immediately. I'm not gonna let it sit and wait. I'm gonna say from the beginning, I'm gonna say immediately decline. I'm not just gonna let it just sit and you just waiting for me to accept them. I'm just gonna say no, or I'm just gonna decline it. Even if you got a large following, because I know models that got large followings and they still got bad work. Oh, speaking of that, so Anthony said don't. Anthony Anderson is a photographer from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, who in my opinion is one of the best, who also in my opinion don't understand how dope he is. He's 8x10 photo on Instagram for anybody who wants to go look at him and book him. He said don't say never. He's probably still talking about right now he's probably in the stream where we was talking about not moving. So that's how big on Facebook people are behind when watching. Everybody that's watching on YouTube, shout out that you still here. Appreciate you watching. Matter of fact, if you're watching this on YouTube, let me get a thumbs up. But shout out to Anthony. Shout out to Alicia Jordan. Shout out to Alicia and everybody else that's watching this stream at the current moment. If I don't shout y'all, it's probably because I don't know how to pronounce your name, so I definitely apologize. Shout out to Monique Williams. Shout out to last name Johnson. I don't know how to pronounce your first name, so I don't want to mess it up. And everybody else is watching. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. So, is it anything? Have you had any bad situations or complications at a photo shoot?
Let's see. Not really, you know. I haven't. I've dealt with people that weren't the nicest, I would say, but I haven't really been in any bad situations. You know, I have little things like people going over time, just, you know, little things like that, but any big incidents, I haven't. Like I said, I fully control like what I do. If I don't, you know, if something's not going right, I will get up and go.
You
Very
definitely
vocal.
Hey,
Yeah.
I was about to say that you don't play no games.
I pretty much straight like that. I don't play no games.
Who do you go to your I cannot talk. Do you go to your shoots by yourself?
I do. I've had maybe like 2 tag-alongs with me, but for majority of everything, I go by myself. So, you know, me being young, me being, you know, certain things, I always keep protection with me. But yeah, I haven't really been in any bad situations, surprisingly.
Speaking of that, I know it's totally off topic. When you gonna be in my magazine?
As soon as I can.
Because I met you off of Instagram. I'm not quite sure. Most likely, I think I said something to you first on Instagram. But yeah.
I think I found you first.
You probably found me first, but I think I spoke first.
I think so too. I think you did, yeah. But I love the work the content that you create. I love every magazine. I know you see me all up on. I'm the first one to like everything, so
yeah. Look, you should see my first magazine. So this is one of those things. I have a friend named NDA Photography, right? Mm-hmm. He's a photographer from my city. He always tells me don't wait until you feel like you need everything that you need to start. Just start. Right? My first magazine, when I created it, was awesome. When I look back at that now, oh, it was horrible. I'm gonna finish telling you that story, but hold on one second. Anthony Anderson said hi. It cut off his comment, but it says you're from Nebraska. But no, Anthony, she's from oh, there you go. She's from Omaha. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. I have no idea where Omaha is on the map.
That's really funny because Omaha is like a lot of people don't know. If you know Nebraska, you know Omaha pretty much.
Oh, so
like,
it is
Omaha,
okay. So it is in Nebraska.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I don't even know where Nebraska is on the map either.
We're close, but all right.
What region are you in?
I'm like the bottom of Nebraska. Like I'm right by Illinois, by all of that.
Oh,
so
you're in the Midwest.
Yeah, I'm in the Midwest.
Okay.
I'm very close.
So that explains why we're in the same time zone. I had no idea where Nebraska is. If I had to close my eyes and randomly pick a map.
If you Google searched Omaha, you would not believe it's a really turned up city. It's like a little baby Chicago.
Oh, I ain't look for everybody that's in Chicago on my personal Facebook that's watching this. Y'all wild. Chicago is wild.
But Omaha is a baby version of it. I'm not gonna lie, like similarities.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yep, you in the Midwest with us.
Yes, Omaha is really, really turned.
Now, how far is Omaha from Milwaukee? Because I got this. This is what my goal is.
I think it's like 8 hours. Mm-hmm.
After I get done taking over my own state, I want to take. I ain't gonna say I want to take over the Midwest, but I want to go to every Midwest state and establish something. So right now, Chicago, Indiana, and Detroit, those are like close. Like we can go there and come back home the same day. All these other Midwest, well, no, Minnesota, we can go there too and come back the same day. Minnesota is like 4 hours away from. It's like 4 hours away from Milwaukee, or from Wisconsin. But I want to be the biggest name in my state, but I want to be one of the biggest in my region.
That's how I feel about modeling. Midwest models don't get enough credit, but
yeah,
I'm
so
definitely going to do that for us. I promise.
Being on Instagram, I have seen some of the rawest photographers I've ever seen, and they're from the Midwest.
Seriously, I'm saying we got mad talent. I will give the photographers that. Like, they're great. Like, Midwest photographers are really where it's at.
Look, I mean, especially I have seen Chicago.
There's mad talent.
Let me see, where is it? Chicago, Ohio. And hold on, Anthony told me I need to get a map. Look, he said, "Bruh, get a map. You got all this technology." He corrected it right there. It says map, but So, not to get off topic, Anthony said the same thing about you that I said. Look at this.
Okay, so look, I had lots of more. I deleted all of my previous posts so I can rebrand it. And then I never got to it. So, guys, please stay tuned. I promise I am in the process of getting all of my social medias right.
All right, y'all. So this is what we're gonna do.
Content, good content for you guys. Just hold tight.
I'm gonna watch her Instagram page. When she gets more photos on her Instagram page, I'm gonna text her and I'm gonna say, "Hey, come back on the show. Let's talk for 10 minutes so we can promote this Instagram." Because
at this point,
yeah, we're gonna
get that right for sure.
we need you to get some posts on your Instagram. Now, you don't have to get on there and start posting all personal business. You can just get on there and post your selfies and your modeling stuff. Keep it modeling related. You don't have to be posting your personal life and dates and going out with your friends. If you go post it in your stories. You don't have, if you want to just keep your page.
Well, I have another page, another Instagram that's just personal use.
All right, so I'm afraid to ask what that is because I think I'm gonna see something crazy.
No, there's actually nothing on that one either.
Oh, okay. So we go get her Instagram up, and then I'm gonna have her. I'm gonna have her back on the show, and we gonna talk about we gonna promote her Instagram.
Yes.
He also said rebranding is cool. Everybody has to go through rebranding stages.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna be a constant thing. You're gonna constantly,
because I went through a lot.
Bro, I was gonna say I haven't been doing this for that long, so I'm gonna have a lot of rebranding processes.
Yep. I think every time I create a new magazine, it's a form of rebranding for me. So, because at first, I just had EVON Magazine at first.
Mm-hmm.
Then somebody said, oh, you know how you can really get yourself out there? Start featuring the more explicit types of modeling. So then I came out with Bold. Then I had a guy inbox me on Facebook upset because he felt like I don't work with male models. So then I said, okay, cool. I'm gonna come out with a men's magazine. Even though he still ain't that been in my magazine. Oh, but wow. He felt like it was his duty to tell me I'm doing a disservice to Milwaukee modeling because I don't work with male models. So I had 3 magazines for about a year. Then I started doing this. I started doing this in March. I started doing this the day after the COVID shutdown.
Oh, wow, really?
And I had some plus size models tell me, you don't post plus size models on your page. I noticed you ain't got no plus size models in your magazine.
Oh, you said so. Let's create a whole section.
So then I came out with a plus size magazine that comes out this month. Then the George Floyd thing happened. Now, when the George Floyd thing happened, I already had a EVON Black magazine coming out. I just did not make it known.
Yeah.
And then people used to ask me, hey, why are you not saying anything on Instagram? Why are you not speaking on this? This is my thing with speaking on public stuff. I can admit that I don't pay that much attention. All right. So I don't know nothing about politics. Lord, this is gonna sound bad. Don't be like me. I don't vote. Right. I think the only time I can honestly say the only time I vote, and I know Anthony gonna say something about this. The only time I voted was for Obama's second term, and I voted because my mama told me to go vote. But
you got a thumbs down from me.
Yeah. In February, earlier this year, before COVID, I was actually planning a EVON Black magazine just featuring Black models. It just happens that it was very, very slow. Like I couldn't get content. Then the George Floyd thing happened, and then everybody was like, Black Lives Matter, Black Power. We need our own everything. And then that magazine took off. Right?
Yeah.
So I know to a lot of people it may look like, oh, he only came out with a magazine, EVON Black, because of the times that we in. I've been working on that since February. It just happens at the times that we in.
If you get it or not, it's needed.
Right.
Representation matters, so it doesn't matter if it was in the midst of it or not.
And then this is really the kicker aspect. I had a kid. I had kid models in my magazine, and I posted it on Instagram, and somebody told me, oh, you need to put kids in your magazine. So then I said, all right, I'm gonna come out with EVON Kids. That's only for kids. All right.
Love
So
it.
I look at it like every time I create something new, it's a rebrand.
Mm-hmm.
I've only been through one large not e-brand, one large rebranding, and that was when I got a modeling team. So when the 3 girls that I started with stopped modeling, that made me go through a rebrand. That was probably the biggest rebrand I had. So for everybody who feels like they don't want to, I think you're gonna have to rebrand your whole career. You know, music artists do it all the time.
Right.
You know, it's just something that we have to do. I know some people feel like they need to take some time off. They need to take some time away. That's cool also. But then I be feeling like, man, if I take a week off of Instagram, I'm gonna get passed up. And I ain't trying to get passed up when it comes to my magazine. I'm trying to stay ahead and stay on pace. Because being in publication a week of not posting content hurts. Anthony, I don't know if you can see this comment, but he can't wait to see you reach the stars.
Thank you so much. That means
Then
a
he
lot.
also said, he told me to go vote.
Yes. Get on
Everybody
that
that's
man
watching this,
to vote.
go vote. Okay, go vote.
Everybody get on his neck.
I know I said I don't vote. Don't be like me. Why
Don't
do I
be
not
like him,
vote?
guys.
I don't know, because I don't know. I can honestly say when I go to the polls, I go and I just randomly be picking stuff. Now, NDA, I think you are watching this on YouTube and you just text me. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I cannot check that text message in the middle of this stream. So, Nate, if you're watching this, I don't know what you just said, but I'll reply back to you in a second. It sounds like you said something about a music video, but I'll reply back to you when I'm done. Everybody that's commenting in the EVON groups, I cannot pop your questions up on the screen unless you go to Jonathan or Maya's personal Facebook and comment. So what's your big goal for this year? Even though half of this year, a third of this year is nearly over. Did you accomplish your goal yet? Your goal for this year?
I don't have like one big set goal. I have multiple goals that help me get to my bigger goals, if you know what I mean. So I have been like accomplishing the things that I've wanted to do nonstop. And you know, since COVID-19, I will say that I know for a lot of people it's like slowed their life down. They haven't been having, you know, work, etc. But for me, it's been the best time. I've really had a lot of opportunities since COVID-19, and I've been working towards my goals weekly. So it's been very good. But I will say that one of my goals that I'm working on now is getting published. I want to be multi-published this year by the end of the year, and I have a few months, and I know that I can do it.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, I gotta make a YouTube video on this. It's a website that all independent publishers use. And it's a site that a few models and a few photographers know about. It's called caviar.com. Right? Caviar.com is a site that independent publishers can put their submission themes on and get submissions and make money. Now, models don't usually know about it because models don't own the copyrights to their photos.
Right.
And then a lot of photographers don't know about it I'm not really quite sure, but a lot of photographers don't know about it. But it's a very, very big popular site. I'm going to make a YouTube video on it. I might actually go live and do a tutorial, like a live tutorial on it. But then when I put it on YouTube, it's going to be chopped up and pieced together. But it's a site where you can get published almost weekly in all kind of big, small, and major independent magazines.
Wow.
The only thing is the people that you shoot with has to be okay with it. Or you can just tell the photographer himself, create an account and have them submit the photos. But my personal opinion, I believe your first publication should be in my magazine.
It will.
So
Look, you got my word.
I just want to throw that out there.
You hear that, guys? Look out for me.
Speaking of that, if you tell me ahead of time who you're shooting with and what y'all are planning on shooting, I might be able to put the photos on the cover. I don't guarantee anybody coverage.
If you tell me what you're looking for, I can arrange that as well.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to text you the themes of the magazine.
Okay.
And then if you end up doing a shoot for it, or if you got an upcoming shoot for it, we can go off of that. Thank you for everybody that's watching on YouTube. I appreciate it. The fact that you've been here this long. I've been streaming on YouTube for 99 minutes, and y'all have been watching for 99 minutes. I appreciate that. NDA photography. I don't know if you're still watching, which you probably is. Just comment in the comment section. Comment on YouTube. I cannot pop. Yes, I can. I can't pop it up on the screen. Yeah, if you're on YouTube watching, you have anything to say, feel free to pop it up in the comment section. Oh, 8x10 studio. I mean, not studio. 8x10 photography say I'm on YouTube now. Shout out to Anthony Anderson, 8x10 photo on Instagram. One of the dopest photographers I know. That's doper than he understands. Appreciate you. I hope everybody that's watching this on YouTube, I hope everything is clear. Everything sounds right. Because as soon as I get off of live, I'm definitely going to go check. So, what's your ultimate goal? Do you have an ultimate goal? Like, is modeling your end goal, or you're using modeling as a gateway for something else?
Somewhat of a gateway, but also I see myself doing this long term. I don't think it's something that I ever want to stop doing. I know my goals and what I want for myself will adjust as I get older, and as more opportunities arise, if I move out of my state, etc. But my ultimate goal is just to be comfortable, to be financially comfortable with modeling, to travel. Those are my ultimate goals. I want to travel outside of the country for shoots. That's one that I haven't done yet, and it is on my list to achieve.
Yeah, so this is just a theory because I'm not too sure. And I used to do music before I got into modeling. So I know for sure music wise it's true, but I'm not quite sure modeling wise because I don't know anybody that actually confirmed it. But a lot of models who become rich and famous, they don't become rich and famous off modeling alone. It's usually something else.
Agreed.
If I'm correct, it's I compare it to like music artists. A lot of music artists become rich and famous off of music, but they become major off of something else. It's like music is just that gateway. Like Jay-Z did not become a billionaire because of music. Now, music is what introduced him to the world and all this other stuff that he does, but I don't think he became a billionaire off of music.
Right. I mean, I agree. It's definitely. I feel like it's just a gateway to get me to where.
Yeah, it's always a gateway to something else. It's the same thing with basketball players.
Yeah.
LeBron and them they're rich off of basketball. But basketball got him shoes. It got him, if I'm correct, he had his own TV show. It got him all them endorsements. You know, he's the star of Space Jam 2. So it's like basketball was the gateway into basketball is what introduced him, but it was a gateway to all the other stuff that actually made him one of the richest basketball players ever. I think modeling is that same way, but until I talk to somebody that's rich and famous, I probably don't know.
You know, I agree with you though. I do.
So it's like, you know, when go ahead.
I see myself doing a lot. I'm in the process of getting into acting. I want to act. I love it. I really do. I haven't had many opportunities so far, but I see myself doing a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely modeling. Modeling is it's okay. Let's say, for example, you was modeling and you started to feel like it's not going the way that you want it to go. So you're thinking about quitting. I usually tell people you can quit being a model, but don't quit the modeling field because you don't always have to be in front of the camera. You could be a model coach.
Right.
Yeah,
And that's where I see it leading me to being able to help, you know, younger models or having my own, being able to put together my own events for, you know, different people.
Yeah, you can be a model coach. You can start your own modeling agency. You can become a photographer. You don't necessarily just have to quit modeling. Well, you can quit being a model, but you don't necessarily have to quit modeling, I should say.
Yeah.
There's always something else that you can do inside of that field that keeps you in that field, that keeps you that basically just keeps you tied to it. You know, it's like if you give up on one thing, try something else in that field. My first thing with modeling was I wanted to put on worldwide fashion shows, and then that changed into I wanted to have a worldwide modeling agency, which is EVON Models, and then that changed, and it's like now I want my magazine to be one of the biggest independent magazines. It just happened that my magazine is the only thing in modeling that I've done that I absolutely feel like will help me reach my ultimate goal, which is like having a full production, video, photo shoot, and media company. So I want to have a large production where, you know, the model just show up. Everything else is handled. But I also want video and media to be included. So I want to be able to do model promo videos that look like music videos, 30-second videos, model and promo videos that look major. All this, like this little broadcasting thing I'm doing is one of my steps. Because hopefully I can build this up on YouTube to the point where it's considered a TV show. So then it's like now I got my own TV show.
Yeah.
You know, it's the magazine is one thing in modeling that I feel like is gonna help me reach my ultimate goal. And that's mainly because it connects me with models and photographers from around the world. You know, so of all ages. And for me, I don't know if I would have got that doing shows or if I would have got that. Well, I probably would have got to doing an agency, but I think it's just gonna be a slower process than if I just did a magazine.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are do you have any advice for somebody who wants to get into modeling, who's thinking about it,
Absolutely.
who probably came in but then stopped doing it, or they just aspiring model who already does it already, but she don't know what to do, or somebody who wants to do it? Any advice?
My first advice is to do it. Do it scared. Do it broke. Do it. If it's something that you want to do, put your time into it. Really invest in yourself. I will say, invest in yourself and watch it reflect around you. That is my best advice. Um, like I've worked with models that have been modeling for, years, but they never invested in themselves. They never took the time to really learn different poses, different, test out different walks, etc. Really take the time to, one, understand what it is you want to accomplish with modeling, and two, take the time to educate yourself on the best way to do it. Um, that's my advice. If you want to do it, you can absolutely do it. There is no the only one stopping you from achieving what you want to achieve is yourself. You may hear many no's, many's I don't want this, or I'm not looking for this type of person. But when it comes to modeling, you brand yourself. If you want to do something, you do it.
Have you had people tell you they didn't want you for something before?
I actually have not had it like that, but I've been told certain other things. Like I was told one time that I was too light to be a representation for Black models. I found that offensive. So there's always going to be someone to say something um, about you, but me, I'm Black, so you can't tell me I'm not representation for a Black woman. Um, I didn't like that comment. I moved around that person. If you want to achieve something, you can do it. There's ways around everything. Don't let anyone discourage you. Um, I've had people say certain things like, oh, we usually want someone taller or etc. But how you present yourself will always push you to where you want to go. Like for me, I've been very blessed in the modeling aspect. Anything that I put my mind to, I accomplish. Anything that I want, I have. And I know that it's very much doable for everyone else. Even big companies, don't let any big companies discourage you if they say they're not looking for, your specific body type or any of that, because there's someone in the world who is.
You had somebody tell you that you were not dark enough to be a representation of a Black woman?
Yes.
It happened recently, or did it
Yeah,
happen
that
during
that happened
this?
recently.
So it happened during this, all this stuff that's going on now.
Yes, and that's why it was crazy to me that was a comment made, because I mean, look at me, I'm a Black woman.
So, okay, so besides these public, like these public one-on-ones, I have these conversations in private, right? Because a lot of models, they don't want to talk live,
Hmm.
which I understand, because if we don't talk live, I can edit and then put it out and it'll look current, but it's really been edited. I have not had anybody while live say, because I asked everybody a question, has it been any criticism? anything that you encountered that made you feel a certain way modeling wise, nobody publicly has said, yes, somebody told me I wasn't black enough. All right. Now they say it in public, like when we, I mean not public, they say it in private when we're privately talking about it. But that's the first time I heard somebody say that publicly. And I think that's crazy. Because when I had these private conversations and they say it, I say, hey, let's go live on Facebook and talk about specifically this topic, the topic of not being black enough.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
mean,
like, hey,
it's very easy.
I'll tell them I have other models join also who told me in private the same thing. Nobody wants to go public and talk about it.
I
Right?
mean, it definitely. I will always speak publicly about any of the comments made to me of that nature because I am a black woman. I am proud. I'm a proud black woman. You feel me? So anyone from my culture or from other cultures, I won't accept being put down in any type of way for being who I am. I mean, it's not the first time that I've dealt with it in my life. I've dealt with it from from an early age, just from people. But now that I'm in the industry, having to deal with it from people that are that are supposed to shoot with me, etc. I don't accept that, and I'm very vocal about how I feel about it. I will let someone know quickly, like, I'm black. There are millions, 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 billions of other black females that look just like me. I am representation. I will always be representation. So, yeah, I let them know how I feel automatically.
You know what? Let me write this down. I'm thinking about I'm thinking about having that conversation because
It's
for
a very
my
important topic.
hold on, color. For my EVON Black magazine, one of the models that submitted photos for the magazine, she told me the opposite. She said somebody told her she was too dark. I forgot where she's from. She's from overseas.
I won't let anyone tell me I'm too anything. If I know who I am, then I am that. Being too dark for what? For their own personal opinion? Because it doesn't make sense to me. No one's
Yeah,
too
yeah.
light, no one's too
That's what
dark
she was saying.
for anything but someone's personal opinion,
Yeah, she was telling me this photographer put out this call for black models with different shades.
Oh wow.
And the darkest model stopped at a certain shade. And she was like, the guy told her she was too dark.
And not at all. Like I'm sure there's a billion other people that look like her, little girls that want to look up to her as representation. I feel like every range of black needs to be showcased.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go live. I need to find some other models to have that conversation. I want to have that conversation.
I would tap in again,
No, I don't mean like comment section. I mean like I mean like visually be seen in it. I want us to go live and actually talk about it. I went live the last time I had a group.
I would be
set.
down.
What am I doing this weekend? I don't think I have anybody scheduled this week. I'm gonna try to do it for. What are you doing Sunday?
Sunday, I should be around. What time would you want to do it?
I don't know.
I could.
What's today? Wednesday. I'm gonna try to the models who I talked to in private. I'm gonna try to get them. I'm gonna text them.
And see what schedule they're on, and we can work that out.
Because I need to see if they want to publicly say it first.
I encourage them to, sis, if you watch this live here, I'm encouraging you to hop on and join the conversation. It needs to be talked about.
I know I talked to a bunch of a group of plus size models, and we talked about the plus size modeling and like it's certain words that we used to back in the day call a plus size model that nowadays is starting to become offensive. You know, we talk about stuff like that, but I can't get models to publicly talk about certain topics that they talk to me about in public. Now, I understand you don't want to be on video talking about it, but it's like if you get bad enough, you're gonna make a Facebook status about it. So why not just publicly?
And I just know, I'm not the only one that's dealt with it. So I'll never be scared or ashamed or any of that to talk about this topic here. Never. I know that a lot of other women have experienced this, like from light to dark shades. So, and it's common, like it is. It's so sad to say, but it's a common thing that Black women encounter.
Mm-hmm.
And also not just from other communities, from our own as well.
Yeah, it's from your own. I understand everybody have this.
I will say in the industry, what I've faced, it has been from other communities. But in my life, growing up and being born, raised in Omaha and all of that, I experienced it from my own community.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's so tricky. It's like when people be like, before you tell other people to stop killing us, we need to stop killing each other. Like, like the whole little Black Lives Matter thing. I don't know what side I stand on. So when people ask me, I think that's another reason why I don't speak on this. Like, I don't know what side I stand on. I do agree that we need to stop killing each other and selling drugs in our own neighborhood. But then I also understand when I get pulled over, I shouldn't be afraid of my life or scared for my life. I do understand both. I just don't know what side I stand on more. Even though I think deep down I stand on more of the aspect of we need to start doing it to each other first before we tell somebody else not to. Because the majority of the time throughout my life, and I'm dark-skinned, I've been called tar baby, oil spill, monkey, crispy from people that's in the same community. The N-word, I've been called that more out of anger by another man, another Black man or a Black woman, way more than anybody outside my race. And I've only had one person outside of my race call me the N-word. Other than that, usually out of anger, it's the men and the women in our community. But I understand why people feel we want to be treated equal when it comes outside of our race, but we do the most damage to each other, my opinion. And I think that's one of the reasons why I don't talk about it.
I have nothing to say about that. I agree with what you're saying, but it's like that for every community. They specifically target the Black community to bring out, to say that, there's a lot of Black on Black crimes or like discrimination, etc. But that's within every community. It is only highlighted on the Black community. There is no, like Black on Black crime. There is no white on white crime, which there should be because,
because
there's white on white
kill each other too. Yeah.
And they have exactly, but it's only highlighted on the Black community because of, the United States, what it was built on, what it was founded on, etc. I do agree there's a lot of internal work in our own community that we need to do, but it's a lot of educating and dismantling of certain things. But I know that that's possible. If we educate the next generations coming, we show love. We keep I feel like every day it's getting, better within our own community, even outside of it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those topics where, man, it sounds so bad. I try not to speak on it.
And that's the thing. Everyone tries not to speak on it. But it needs to be spoke on. It needs to be heard.
It needs to be spoken on. It definitely do.
And everyone feels like they're not the person to speak on it. Who is?
I know. I know.
If you're a Black person in America, it is.
That's how I be feeling. It's like,
because I felt like that too. Like it was not my place to do certain things or to say certain things. But as I've gotten older, I'm past that. It is. I live here in America. I'm Black. I encounter certain things. I'm educated to a certain extent about different things. So I it needs to be talked about. It just needs to be talked about.
So
I don't want to say too much because I know we probably get into this topic if we go live again.
I know. You know what? I think that's okay. So it's a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about, but this is what I'm thinking. I think that was a good way to end it because I need to figure out how I'm going to plan this topic. Speaking of that, Now, do you know a lot of other models?
I would say yeah. I mean, like as friends, no, but I know models, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, because I was gonna say, if you specifically know some girls that want to have the conversation, we have a conversation. You know what I think I'm gonna start doing with this platform? Besides talking about modeling with models,
I think I think I know a girl that would be perfect.
Yeah. I'm thinking about starting to use this platform to talk to models about other world issues. Like my birthday is in October, so it's during Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen models on social media who like mom or sister or even themselves went through it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I want to start talking about that.
Yeah, I mean,
so my platform is built around models itself, but I do know models face other real life issues besides modeling.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I want to tap into that. And I don't want it to drown out me directly talking to somebody about modeling. But I think once a week, maybe every Sunday, if I can get a group of girls or a group of models together, we have a group discussion about something that just affects models or people in general. And it ain't always got to be about models. Because at least one thing I do know is models are a type of role model. So it's like, hey, if we had this conversation where it's not about me talking to the model individually, but we are talking about things to help other models get started, or we talking about certain non-modeling but modeling related issues or complications or problems that models face. I think it'd be a lot more fun for me. Well, I ain't gonna say that. Yeah. That sounds it would be it'd be different to discuss.
I feel like more people would tap in.
Yeah, because it's a different topic.
It's a different conversation.
Yeah, it's a different conversation. It affects women or men in general, but you're hearing it from a model because it directly affects them in their modeling somehow. I'm gonna start doing that. I think I'm gonna start doing it because it's easy for me to get one-on-ones and maybe 2 models at a time. but I can have up to 6 people on this. I want to try that.
Oh, really?
I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I think most likely, I'm gonna have to directly ask. I'm gonna have to directly ask models to do it, but I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna figure out how to talk about modeling and everyday life issues with models and just not make everything modeling based. Because I do want to know what do models think about this Black Lives Matter and this current climate, Black empowerment climate. You know, how did it, how do models feel about, the modeling agency is white dominated.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to know how models feel about it.
Right.
Do you feel like
open to that conversation?
Yeah, it's like, when it comes to publication, do you now feel like you want to be published more and help the Black magazines? Do you want to be signed to a Black agency? Do you want to work more often with Black creatives now than you did before? Oh man,
It's definitely a conversation I'm ready for.
Look, I know it's gonna be a difficult. I know it's gonna be a difficult conversation, but it's not nobody. I don't want nobody to attack anybody directly, but I do want to talk about. It. The stuff that we talk about with our friends when it comes to all this stuff. Because even the photographers I hang with, we talk about this Black Lives Matter, this Black empowerment thing. We talk about it all the time, and it's like, why we just can't have the conversation live? So this is what I want to do. I want to have this conversation. So I think I'm going to talk to you offline for this.
Okay.
Right now, I ain't even gonna lie.
I'm going to message you after this as well.
Yeah, it definitely got my mind.
Are you seeing my little messages too?
You said, have I seen who?
My little messages.
Oh, on the side. Oh, yeah. I see it now. I didn't see that until now, so my bad. But yeah, we can. That'd be a good way to wrap it up. Other than that, I will talk to you off of the broadcast. I will be live again tomorrow with a model from Chicago, and I will be live again Friday with a model from Chicago and a model from Milwaukee. Then I'll be alive again this weekend with a model from London. So I'll be live the next few days. But I will talk to you as soon as we get off, as soon as I end this.
Okay, well, I just want to say thank you so much for having me before we get off. And thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you guys could add my social medias, which he pinned.
Yes. So what I will do is add your Instagram to the caption of which I should have done when we first started. But I'm going to add your Instagram to the caption right now. I know Anthony Anderson said that he followed you, but I'm gonna add you to the caption right now.
I'm getting it up for you.
And other than that, we will talk as soon as we get off this live.
All right.
All right. So yeah, you have a good night. I'll talk to you soon, and we will do this live thing again soon.
All right. We out.
All right. Talk to you guys.